Okay guys, back where we left off. So now I'm going to show you guys how to edit the coloring on your text. So suppose you gone ahead and chose a different font. So I'm going to go ahead and choose a different font for this tutorial. And I think I chose one called 8-track. I really like that one. And I'm just going to increase the spacing a little bit because it's a little... To do that, you might want to highlight it all. Okay, there we go. Alright, that's cool. Okay, so here's the 8-track. Now I'm gonna focus more on coloring on this one than actual appearance. I'm gonna go ahead and adjust the lighting. If you guys want to check that video tutorial out, you guys can. So I'm just gonna leave it at that. And I'm gonna adjust the coloring. So anyway, on your right hand side you're gonna see colors, and it's usually already set to text. So the text is pretty much the overall color of the text. It's gonna be white. So the highlight when you adjust the lighting is gonna be white. So as you can see, I'm just gonna turn it over, and this will probably be better on a solid font. So I'm gonna go somewhere like an Arial black and push back that spacing like that. So here's my text, right? So as you can see, if I mess around with it, a lot of the highlights on the overall text is going to be the color you chose. So if I wanted to do something red or adjust the color to like a nice blue or green, it's going to adjust the overall text. So that's that's what you're going to be focusing on. So if you don't want it to be an overall color of a certain color, just leave that white is what I would do. And as you can see, I put it all the way to white, but it's still like blue and stuff. And the reason why is that I already had set it to a certain color for my other presets, like the text sides and the text face and the different lighting. Alright, so I can adjust all these colors in different colors as I want, but if I leave it on white, it's still going to be a certain color based on my other presets. Alright, so in the text faces is pretty much exactly what it says. The text face, the face of the text is, where it shows the darker shade of this bluish green right here. So if I wanted that to be a nice, let's say green, or let's even do yellow. It's going to be a yellow. So it may not look yellow, but once you adjust it to the lighting, so this all depends on your lighting as well, and we'll get into that in a few minutes. Or like I said, you could check out my other tutorial. The lighting has to do a lot with the different colors. So depending on how you chose your colors for the face and the side is gonna affect the way these lightings are. So one, remember what I told you guys, is the color shading, the color lights, and the other two is pretty much for the actual shades, where it's the black and white. So this will affect the different shades. So I'm gonna leave it like that. Alright, now the text sides is pretty much the side of the text. So as you can see right now, it's set to like this blue, but if I set it to a white, it's still gonna look a certain way because the lighting 1, 2, and 3 is gonna affect how, remember what I was just saying, how the colors are. So you can adjust the text sides if you want. So you can, you could definitely change it, but depending on your lighting is gonna affect the way it looks. So let's say if I want it white and blue, it's really dark blue, and you can adjust it as much as you want. But once I hit that lighting and change that, the way it looks, there you go. Alright, so that's the text sides. Now the background is the actual background of this whole environment we're working in. So if we want it to be red, if we want it to be blue, if we wanted it to be purple or pink, and then you could use that. So when you output it, and if you wanted this to be your wallpaper, you could do it like that. So for this one, I'm just gonna leave that black because it's better for me. Alright, now for the lighting, remember when we hit that light bulb right here, and it shows the 3 arrows, and one is for color and the other 2 for shades. Now this is where that comes into play. This is where you actually adjust what they do. So you can tell one of them that you want it to be white, or you can adjust it to a certain color. So even though it is set to white on for the text faces, the lighting is actually, think of it as a filter. So if you have, you know, your light bulb in your home is already a fluorescent white or a really bright bulb, but if you put a color filter in front of it, a color film, it's gonna change that lighting. It's still gonna be bright, but it's gonna be a different color. So I hope you guys can kind of understand that. And the hues, or the thing we're working in, is HSV, or you can switch it to RGB, or you can actually enter in your own hex value code if you want to go into Photoshop and get a certain color and then place it in here. You could definitely do that. So for this one, I'm gonna keep it at white because it brings out the forefront of the color more. Light 2 is the highlight, the actual, let me just zoom up a little bit. So if I go up here and adjust the color, you can kind of see like these highlights right here that's changing. So if I change it to like a pinkish or something like that, the highlights actually change color. So let me just turn it around like that. That's a better view. So as you can see, it's green. If I go over to a more noticeable color like a pink and adjust that, I'm trying to get that arrow. That's another thing, you gotta kind of find it. See, it changed it so you can kind of see what that color is gonna be like. So you see the highlight is kind of pinkish purple, magenta, and you can adjust it to whatever you like. So if you wanted a yellow tint on a green background, you could definitely do that. So see how it's green and blue, green, blue, and yellow. So there's so many possibilities with this. Like, just be creative, you guys. This is definitely the part where you start being creative with your text and you start making it look so unique and so cool, and to make it stand out in whatever you're gonna do. So this is that color. So that's light 2. Now light 3, like I said, is gonna be the highlight of it, the front of the color, the brightest or whatever. So as you can see, it's set to blue. So I can set it to let's say a pink, and go ahead and wait, where is it? Oh, because I already have it. Wait, did I select the right one? Okay, let me make sure. Oh, you know what? I'm selecting the wrong arrow. It's this one right here. See? Alright, it's not. Why isn't it doing it? I think I lost the arrow. Oh, there it is. Well, you kind of get the idea, you guys. So you adjust the lighting and everything like that. So to pretty much go to default, you just set all of them back to white. All the lighting all the way back to white, so that way they only adjust into white. You know, like that. And for the text sides, you can bring it back to white. Text faces, you can bring that to white, and the text itself, bring it to white. So you have this classic all white text, and you can just go ahead and start from the very beginning and just go ahead and do something unique. Let's say if I wanted a red text, a really dark red text sides, I want it to be black. What's the text face? Alright, let's do it black. And the text sides, I want it to be like a nice, I don't know, I think the red was kind of cool. The text face, I think, should bump up to really dark, like that. Let's try and change it up. Let's do blue. Okay, it looks 3D. And yeah, so I don't want to get into all of that. That's pretty much how you do it. You just use the last tutorial with lighting, and then you use the colors, and then you go ahead and adjust the colors and things like that. So I hope this was a informative video for you guys. This is a brief tutorial on how to do how to manipulate color and adjust different colors and what they mean and stuff like that. Next tutorial, I'm going to show you guys how to actually use texture in your text, so that way you can kind of see how it looks, and go into the whole texture options and just do a whole bunch of manipulating in the text and different things like that. Alright, so it's me, Mike. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.